Good morning, oboes. Mr. Y here, obviously with a tutorial on the B-flat blues scale. This is the next scale we're going to be learning right here. It's on the last page of your scale sheet. If you go all the way through your scale page, you'll see that at the very end there's three scales called the blues scales. This is the first one, the B-flat one. This is the most basic one there is. Regular old major scales, of course, you guys know what they sound like really well. Okay, minor scales as well. Blues scales are a little bit different. As you can hear, I don't know an oboe today, obviously. So I'm going to be showing you this with some fingerings and that kind of thing up on the screen. So if you go to the very first note here, you've got B flat, of course. You guys know the B flat, just two fingers plus one finger. That's the regular old B flat. Okay. Second note, we have D flat. D as in David flat. This one is your middle bulb key down on your right hand, okay? Not the bottom one, not the top one, but the middle one. Plus, of course, on the top, you're going to be doing your half hole. So make sure your first finger's hitting that little paddle and not covering up the whole key, okay? That's the D flat. D as in David flat. Okay? E flat, your third note. You're still on the half hole up top, but you go to either the bottom bulb key. There's three bulb keys, remember there. Either the bottom one or there's that inner one you can do on your left hand if you want to. I like the bottom bulb key better myself, but that's just the way that works for me. Okay, so that's E flat. E natural. E natural is just your regular old three fingers up here plus two fingers down here, but since this is a high E, remember you're doing your octave key in the back down too. Okay, you go from the half hole to the octave key now. That's how the notes come out high here. Okay, so E natural. Okay. After that comes F natural. You can just do the regular forked F there, or the sliver F if you want, whichever one you want. Okay. You still have the octave key down now because this is the high F instead of the low F, of course. So forked F. Okay, your high A flat. Three fingers plus your side key. Okay, plus your octave key still in the back to make that high note come out. Okay, and then the very high B flat is just like the low B flat, 2 plus 1. But you have your second octave key down now. Remember, it's not the back octave key, but the one kind of on the side now that you go to for that one. Okay, so the scale altogether. You can hear it's quite different than major or minor. Blues scales are used a lot in jazz music, rock and roll, a lot of other popular kinds of music, which is why they're a lot of fun to be able to play. Later on, we're going to be doing improv stuff where you just kind of make up your own improv thing on the blues scale. Stuff like that. So if you get really conversant with the scale, what you probably want to do is practice it just a few notes at a time. Start on the B flat and just do the first two, B flat, D flat. Then maybe add one note when you get really good. B flat, D flat, E flat, B flat. Then maybe add one more note. You can make a cool rhythm on it too if you want to make it fun to practice. Add a fourth note, fifth note, I mean, or maybe a sixth, or maybe a seventh. You will notice there's only 7 notes in the B-flat blues scale. Okay, there's only 7 notes in blues scales, which is one of the ways they sound a little different than regular major and minor scales. Major and minor have 8. The blues scale has 7. Also, the notes are a little farther apart or sometimes closer together. The intervals are different on a blues scale, so that's why they sound kind of cool. So get really conversant with the B-flat blues scale. Get so you can really, I mean, if you go so far as to memorize it or practice it so much that you kind of naturally memorize it, that's going to really help out with your improv later on. Improvisation, of course, which we're going to do in a little bit, is where you kind of make up your own music right on the spot, which is, I think, the coolest part of 6th grade music. But it really does help if you have that B-flat blues scale memorized first, okay? Any questions? I'm right here. Thanks.